Good morning, everyone. In today's session, we are going to start with Unit 2nd Self Management Skill. It is your second part of your marketing syllabus. So, before going to start with chapter, firstly, we need to define what is self management. Self means to say for their own, for their personal management. It means you have to manage yourself for behaving in a good manner. You have to control yourself. You have to make some rules. You have to make some regulations to finalize or to effectively sort out the situation. So the definition of self-management is, which is also referred to as self-control or self-regulation, is the ability to regulate one's emotion, thoughts and behavior effectively in different situations. Situation could be critical also, situation should be simple also. So you have to manage yourself, you have to control yourself to find out the better solution. That is the concept of self management. It includes motivating oneself, setting or working together personal or academic goal. The major thing is to you have to achieve the goal. You have to fulfill your goal within a particular time bound. So student will strong self management skill are able to do their different activities effectively, including managing their timelines, focusing on their personal tasks like your study, or cooperating with your others in school or at home or at any particular environment. So we are going to start with session now. Session 1 is your introduction to self-management. After writing an exam, have you felt that you should have studied more? Do you think that you could manage your hobbies, interest or studies better? If you could manage your time well, it means everything that can be managed more or that can be effectively give the result better is the part of management. And self management is for your personal skill. If you will study more, you will get more marks. So you have to manage your time according to your daily routine, or you have to study hard within a focused time bound to find out the good result. So it is a part of management in which your body, emotions, your parts, mind, spirit, everything is included. And you should have a positive attitude and grooming yourself in order to develop self-confidence. Grooming means to say you have to be very neat and clean. Self-management can also help. Where it can help? It can help to develop your good habits. It can help to your overcoming your bad habits, reaching your goals, or overcoming challenges and difficulties. So, able to manage a proper life, it will avoid stress or provide opportunity to get involved in a fun activities. It means your stress will be reduced if you are properly self manage your life. These are some things that can be managed in a self-management skill. The part of self-management is self-awareness, self-control, self-confidence, problem solving, self-motivation, personal hygiene and grooming, positive thinking, teamwork. These all are the part of self-management. More are your time management and goal setting. We will discuss one by one. What is, first of all, self-awareness? To know about yourself as an individual, what are your likes, what are your dislikes, what are your weakness and what are your strengths. This is the part of self-awareness. You should be aware about yourself, what you like most, what you dislike most, what is your strong point, what is your weaker point. And what is self-control? It is the ability to control your behavior or your discipline. And what is self-confidence? Self-confidence related to the believing in yourself that you can do this task. It means you have the ability to take the challenges and that is given to you and not scared to taking risk. It means you can do any task with a challenging factor. That is self-confidence. And what is problem solving? It is the concept of understanding a problem and finding out the solution by using step-by-step method. That is a problem solving method. You have to follow an algorithm rule. You have to follow step by step and you can find out the particular solution. Self-motivation, doing task on your own without any external motivation. You need not any motivation. You will do on your behalf. You will take your proper decision. And personal hygiene and grooming, keeping oneself clean, healthy and smart. And positive thinking, it includes your expressions, expressing certainty or affirmation even in tough situation, how you are looking in the tough time, in a hard time, how you are looking, how you are handling. This is your positive thinking. And teamwork, to work together with other people to share their goal. Suppose you want to achieve the goal to complete the project within 6 months. So you need to make a team and you have to divide the task, and all team will work together and give an integrated result, that is your teamwork, in which more than one person will be included and all will work together with the decision of each other. And time management, achieving task on time and according to the plan. And goal setting, it is planning concentrate goal to be accomplished within a set time bound. It means goal setting means to set the goal with a time bound limit. We have to cover the time goal within 6 months, within 3 months. We have to find out the result of this project within 3 months. This such type of situation are called your goal setting. And second section is your strength and weakness. Strength means to say your positive points, your strong point, and weakness is your negative point or your lacking point. Have you ever wondered why you get good marks in one subject and not so good in other subject? It is the example why you have not got good marks in other subject. Knowing what you do well or no not so well will help you in converting your weakness or strengths. The strength and weakness analysis helps in process, and it can be done begin with yourself first. It means who am I? Firstly, you need to find out who am I. You have to find out who you are, what are your likes, what are your dislikes, what are your values, what are your behave, what is your background. Everything is the part of your strength and weakness. It means firstly you need to know about yourself. Knowing yourself, it means understanding who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what are you believe, what are your opinion, what is your background, what you do well, and what you do not do well. So it is important to know about who you are and how you are behaving, because firstly it is required to knowing yourself. And strength and weakness analysis, being self-aware or understanding who am I, means looking outside our usual characteristics such as our name, qualification, relationship we have with others. It actually meaning knowing your inner strengths and hidden talent, skills, and even your weakness also. Example of strengths are also given, like I am good at understanding other people's emotions. I am confident in dealing with strangers while keeping myself safe from any harm. I help my parents in household chores. I play cricket very well. These are the strengths or it means positive points. And weakness are I am unable to resist junk food when my friends suggest. I would like to learn more about computer. It means these are the weaker point. These are the loose point where they are lacking. These are weakness. Strengths are what we do well and are good. And weakness, the area of improvements, are what we do not do well and are not good at. Now, how to identify the strength? Take time off to think about what you do well. Think of anything that you are always good at. Think about what others appreciate about you. These are your strength identification. And weakness can be identified by point out the area where you are struggling and what you find difficult to do. Look at the feedback by you receive from others, and be open to feedback and accept your weakness. Never shy to accept your weakness. It is a positive thing. It means finding strength and weakness. Who am I different from other? Where do I worry and struggle? What do I do better than others? These are your strength and weakness points. So difference between interest and ability. Next point is interest and ability. Interest are the things that we enjoy doing. It means we will cover the task with a happily situation. We are happy to do the task. That is our interest. Activities you like to do at school and in your free time that make you happy. Activities you are curious about or would to do even if no one asks you to do it. Activities you want to learn or would like to do in future. These all are your interest. You are interested to doing these such tasks. Ability, on the other hand, is acquired or naturally capacity that enable an individual to perform a particular job or task with considerable proficiency. Sometimes interest may not be matched with your abilities. It happens generally. In those cases, you can either improve your abilities or follow some other path. For example, you may like cricket, you may not be able to play due to necessary power or skill required to play the game. In that case, it is not necessary to try to become a cricketer. You can opt for other option. Next part is self-confidence. Self-confidence is the trusting one's ability and self. It means what I can do. This is my confidence, I can do this task. This is a part of self-confidence. If you are an intelligent, hardworking and talented person but lack confidence and avoid taking initiative, then it may be difficult for others to recognize your talent. So self-confidence can be developed through changes in attitude and your practice. Like example is there, Niraj has difficulty in speaking English. He therefore avoided talking to his classmates. He believed that he can learn English by joining English speaking classes, and in few days he was able to speak English fluently. And second example, Shalini was preparing for their exam boards. She feared that she will not get good marks in English because of her poor memory. This made her nervous before the exam and she actually got poor marks. So, in first example, confidence is high. That's why he is able to speak English. But in the second example, there is a lack of confidence. Due to that, she got the less marks. So, self-confidence is the quality we build when we believe in our strengths to succeed in anything to do in life. People who are confident believe that can do anything given to any situations. And what are the qualities of self-confident person? These are the qualities. They should have self-belief, hardworking, positive attitude and commitments. These four features are the part of your self-confidence. You should have self-belief, I can do this. You should be hard worker about your work. Positive attitude, you will do work with a situation, either it is critical, either it is simple situation. You have the opportunity to do the work with a positive attitude. And commitment, whatsoever you doing, commit, you have to fulfill the commitment. And how to build the self-confidence? These three steps are there to build up the self-confidence. First one is appreciate achievements and accept failure. Second, have a goal and take steps toward it. And third one, always look at the good side and be happy. So first example, celebrate the achievements. You are getting some prize, you got some achievement when the team win a competition. Articulate learning when the team loses a competition. And have a goal and it takes steps toward it. It means if you have won bronze medal at an event, set the goal to win gold medal next time. And always look at the good side and be happy. If you have lost a match, celebrate the effort of those team members who performed well. Talk to the people who are confident and try to gain. These are the steps to build up the confidence. Now some factors that will decrease your self-confidence. When we think we can't do a particular work, when we keep thinking of our past mistakes and feel bad about it instead of learning from them, when we expect to be successful at first attempt itself and do not try again, or last one, when we are surrounded by the people who have a negative attitude which is reflected in their speech. It means these such factors in which lack of self-confidence is there are decreasing your confidence level. In this session, we are covered session 1, 2 and 3. In next lecture, we will cover session 4, 5 and 6 of chapter 2nd. Thank you. Have a nice day.